It's Tuesday night on the PPR channel, so you know what that means. That means it is time for a big double shot of Southern Discomfort coming your way as we get into our study of the Necronomicon tonight. So I want to thank you all for joining us. We are streaming live on the PP channel, the yobaby channel, my Facebook, my Twitter, and Dustin's Twitter. And after last week, I still have not had the courage to try Instagram again since it crashed on me, especially when I'm up here by myself. Because last week, when the show started, I was not here. It was just a blank screen. Yours truly had disappeared because I had a huge crash that happened. So I'm still holding off on that until I'm sure that I will have somebody up here with me in case that does happen when I try Instagram again. Hey, Myers, welcome to the chat, buddy. Glad that y'all are here hanging out with us on this wonderful Tuesday night. I hope everybody's keeping safe with all of the winter weather. If you go on the channel, on the PPR channel, you can check out a video that Dustin posted of just how dangerous the roads are out there. Hey, PW, thank you for coming to hang out with us, our ever faithful PW. Oh, thank you, Dustin. I appreciate it, man. I have come a long way. And Bethany's going to be up here with us at some point. So we're going to wait for her. And for those of y'all who have missed the past two shows, we have a special intro video for Bethany for when she comes up. Dustin made this for her. It's all made in love. Everything we do on this channel comes from love. And we also have another surprise video for you tonight that Dustin has made. And that is a special video for our lovely yobaby, for Tanya. So we're going to be sharing that with you as well. We're also going to be doing our haunted location tonight. So we're going to talk about something that is right near Bethany's hometown of Ohio, not too far from her. So our haunted place, haunted object comes from Ohio this week. So we'll get into that here in a little while after we wait for folks to hop on, and hopefully after Bethany comes up here with me and she doesn't leave me hanging all by myself. This week, we're kind of on our regularly scheduled broadcast. I'll be back again Thursday night as we continue our Immortal Shadows show, and we're going through the book of Revelation. We'll be talking about the sixth trumpet. Hey, Gregory, thanks for hopping in here. Glad that you are hanging out with us tonight. We greatly appreciate you stopping by. So that's what's coming up. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe, click those notifications. Be sure to give this video a like and share it out if you are able to do that. We greatly appreciate all the support that everybody shows us and that you've shown us as we have really been kicking things up a notch with what we're doing on the channels and on the shows. So we definitely appreciate everybody giving us that support. So as I was saying earlier, I really sincerely hope everybody has been staying safe out there on the roads. I know even down here in South Louisiana, it's dropped down to like 18 degrees and roads are freezing over and stuff like that. So y'all please be careful out there. Oh, PW, you are warm in your witchy blanket. That's good. Stay warm. And we're glad you're feeling better, PW. Glad that you are back to your normal witchy self. So that is good news. Some more news that I want to share with y'all is I will have a new book dropping in about a month. And hopefully they're working on the cover right now. and hopefully I'll be able to share that cover when they get it done. But the title of the book is called The Tetramet Tapes. And those of you familiar with my writing, yes, the title gives it away. It does take place in the Theodosia Tetramet universe. And the book is about some 12-year-old boys find some VHS tapes in their creepy old neighbor's trash cans. And they view the tapes, and what is on the tapes leads them down a rabbit hole of investigating the supposed urban legend that takes place, or that has taken place in their town. So this is a coming of age horror story. So if you like that coming of age stuff, like It or The Stand, then this is the type of story that you're going to want to read. It's also got that nostalgia in it. It takes place in the 90s. So that's going to be dropping in the next month. It'll be on Godless. And then in March, it will be available in paperback for Amazon. Okay, Myers. Yeah, you see y'all got some cold weather. But yeah, y'all get on the channel and check out Dustin's video that he posted. And you don't just have to look out for bad weather when you're out in conditions like this. You also have to look out for idiots, because they're everywhere. And it's like, just because the roads are frozen doesn't mean that they're going to change the way they drive or anything like that. So go check out that video. But Dustin, we are glad that you are okay and it's safe from stupid people. So book's coming out in another month or so. So you'll be hearing me talk about that. It does take place in the Tetramet universe, so I'm really starting to crank out some more stuff in that. If you want to know more about what goes on in that kind of made up universe of mine, there's several stories from Southern Discomfort season 1 that you can get on Godless for only 50 cents, and they're available. And those storylines are going to be developed more into novels in the years to come. But Southern Discomfort, my story series that I do for Godless, we kicked off a new season this month. Bitch Bear dropped January 7th, and it is available on Godless. So if you like pint-sized horror, like Puppet Master or Chucky or anything demonic toys, this is one for you. It is about a little girl who goes for her 10th birthday to make a Build-A-Bear, and the Build-A-Bear comes to life, and it has a thirst for blood, but it's also very protective of her. I told y'all the story behind this, the inspiration. This is based on Bethany. This is how Bethany was when she was a child. So if you want to know what she was like, check that story out. And the bear is based off of her gnarly looking teddy bear, Clark, she had growing up. So she was the inspiration behind this little gem of a story. And that is found on Godless. It's Southern Discomfort. All the issues are only 50 cents. So be sure to check that out. Oh, thank you, PW. I'm glad you like my stuff. Oh, you're going to be doing something on Edgar Allan Poe tomorrow. Okay. Very cool. He's another kind of a classic horror writer that had just as much influence on the genre as the guy we've been talking about in the series, H.P. Lovecraft. Totally, y'all have heard us kind of talk about it in the past videos. Totally different writing style between the two of them. And if you haven't read Poe stuff, or if you haven't read Lovecraft, a lot of that now is public domain, so you can find it. out there. But if you like paperback, you can find paperback versions on Amazon and stuff like that. But I would definitely encourage you to get a hold of their works. And you're going to hear me tonight talk about more of Lovecraft's work as we get into looking at the 10th and 11th gate. So we are almost done with this study. We'll finish it up at the end of January. Next week on the show, I'm going to have a special guest, horror author, Roland Bursey Jr., who is a Louisiana boy, just like me, from New Orleans. He's going to be on joining us. We're going to talk about some Louisiana urban legends. He's going to talk about his book that he's got dropping here in the next week. So you will be able to meet him, and I'll be able to ask him questions, ask him stuff about his writing, ask us stuff about Louisiana folklore and stuff like that. So that's what we'll be doing a week from now on Southern Discomfort. And that is what we have coming up. Well, while we are waiting on Bethany, I think we are going to go ahead and talk about our haunted location for the week. So if you give me just a second, I'm going to pull my notes up here on my phone. And I told you I am getting these, my information from another horror author and friend, Candace Nola. She used to write for Stitch Smile as well. We did the Stitch Smile magazine together when that was in publication. So I'm going to be posting the link to the haunted location for this week that she did on the Stitch Smile website a while back. I'm going to go ahead and put that in chat right now. So there it is, and it's got some other links if you want to go more in depth about it. So what we are going to look at tonight, our haunted location, is going to be the Dark Mirror from Columbus, Ohio. I'm going to pull a picture up of this dark mirror that is in an occult museum. Bear with me just a second. There it is. That is the infamous Dark Mirror. This mirror was originally obtained from a Columbus-based psychic. They got it from a psychic fair, and it was purchased by a lady. She was hoping to begin the practice of scrying. Now, a lot of you who are regulars to the channel know what scrying is. It's where the person sits gazing into a mirror or a crystal ball to gain any type of insight into future or past events through the visions that are being reflected. So she was wanting to start trying to do this. And she got this mirror to start her scrying with. Now, she purchased this simple black mirror in a gold frame, and she takes it home with her. But within a couple weeks, her daughter claims, watching her mother's actions and how she was behaving, that she began to slowly withdraw. She became despondent and overly obsessed with this mirror. The daughter was concerned about seeing this newly found behavior in her mother. So she goes to visit her mother again, and the daughter tells her mother, look, I think that this mirror is evil. So the daughter takes the mirror from the home. She kept it in a box, covered up, and she later donated it to the Newkirk Museum. It took several weeks, but the mirror was eventually displayed as part of the museum. Um, and the negative reactions after they started displaying this mirror in the museum were almost immediate. One woman who saw it in the museum claimed that she saw a decomposing corpse looking at her through this mirror. Another woman claims to have pressed her palm to the glass, only to spend the next 2 hours polishing it and wiping it, trying to remove her imprint that just wouldn't go away. Story says that her palm print on the mirror finally went away after she threatened to break the mirror. There is another event that happens with this mirror that was held at the Penhurst Asylum. A woman supposedly gazes into this mirror, and as she does, she claimed that her reflection spoke to her, even though the mouth was not moving at all. There were other people who were with her that supported her story. Other bystanders said that they saw the same thing. Another man, it's recorded, he tried the mirror and he slams it down in horror when he saw a reflection of himself peer around from behind him and then walk away. There are more stories when you go to that link that I posted. There's other links where you can continue to do some reading on this black mirror, but there are reports of visions, physical ailments, bad taste in people's mouth, even feelings like they had been electrocuted or shocked. So this black mirror here was definitely something interesting. And what I find that makes this fascinating is you had other bystanders with these people, confirming their stories when these things supposedly happened. So is the mirror haunted? Is there something attached? I don't know. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But there's links there to go and do some more reading on this interesting piece of occult and paranormal history. So that is our haunted object slash location for the week. Yeah, Dustin, that's the thing I thought too when I read it. I was like, I want this mirror. Let's bring it into Zeke's house. Let's set it right up there on my shelf with all of my haunted dolls. And let's see if we can get Theo's reflection going in that mirror, right, Dustin? Let's see what we can have happen. So yeah, I felt the same way. And actually I thought about you too, Dustin. I was like, Dustin would like this too. We need to go check out this this haunted this black mirror. I need to tell Bethany about it, since it originated at a psychic fair in Columbus, Ohio. I want to see if she has ever heard of the mirror. Anybody else in chat, have y'all ever heard of that particular story about this black mirror? Hey, Tanya, welcome to the chat. Glad that you are with us, Yo Baby. Now that Yo Baby's here, Dustin, we can play her video for everybody. And of course, when Bethany comes back on, I'll play it again so she can see it as well. I just don't know how long she is going to be. But before we do that, I'm going to give people in chat a chance to respond. Have you ever read anything about this black mirror before? Or is this your first time hearing about the dark mirror of Columbus, Ohio. It was my first time hearing about it. I didn't know about this thing. And that's what's cool about this. And that's what's great about this series that Candace did. There's a lot of obscure stuff in it. So I'm going to keep bringing these things out every week and talk about different ones that Candace has written about. All right. We ready for the yobaby video, Dustin? Tanya sounds like she's ready. Let's get this thing rolling, shall we? Let me scroll down here. All right. I got it. I'm going to play it. So, Tanya, here we go.
You need to embrace all that you are. Stare fear in the face. To reach for the stars. Been waiting for this moment, so let it begin. You're unbreakable. Feeling powerful. Nothing's getting in the way. You're unbreakable. You're invincible. Be unbreakable again. Unbreakable.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that, Tanya. It was very well done. Dustin, you're really good in all these videos, buddy. Very impressive. So yes, Tanya, that is your honorary video made by the one and only Dustin. Now, if y'all saw some of those pictures in there, you saw the one from Octagon Hall in the window with the shadow figure in there. Tanya caught that picture. That was your first investigation at Octagon Hall, correct, Tanya, that you caught that? Oh, here comes Bethany. Hey, Boo Bear.
Hey, what'd I miss?
Oh, we just showed Tanya's video, and we're talking about some of the picture that she caught at Octagon. Yes, the Shadow Man picture that you caught, that was your first investigation at Octagon Hall. Bethany fell off again. Her internet has been really wonky. So we'll see how this goes tonight. See if she pop back up here and do her intro video. Dustin, which intro video do you want me to play? Oh yeah, she's texting me her internet crash. Not sure when she'll be on. So I don't know if she will be back. I'm not sure if she's going to be able to join us again. So we will just have to move on without my lovely co-host, sidekick, much better half. For those of you who tune into the show regularly, you can definitely vouch for that. Yeah, Dustin, she got bumped off, man. Yeah, Tanya, I know. We'll go back to it if she comes back on, and just kind of go from there. Y'all know how easygoing I am. Even if it's in the middle of the teaching, we'll kind of shift gears and go do something funny. Now, as I said, Southern Discomfort, what we've been doing over the past about month and a half. Hey, Kenneth. Thanks for coming to hang out with us tonight. Glad that you are here, man. Now, so for the last month and a half, we have been looking at H.P. Lovecraft and his infamous Necronomicon. We did a little introduction to H.P. Lovecraft to start things off, an introduction to the Necronomicon, and then we've been going through all of the gates of the Necronomicon. Last week, we looked at the 9th gate, and we only did that one just because it was so vast and it included all of the books mentioned in Lovecraft's writing, which would include the Necronomicon. So since that was like the crux of what we've been talking about, we just spent the whole teaching time and discussion time on that particular gate. Tonight, however, we are going to go through gates 10 and 11. Then, like I said, next week, Roland Bursey Jr. is going to be here. And then the last Tuesday in January, we will wrap up this series with gates 12 and 13 of the Necronomicon. So without further ado, if everybody is ready, we are going to go ahead and get things kicked off with the 10th gate. And the 10th gate, I've been telling y'all each gate's astrological sign and stuff. So the 10th astral gate is a Virgo, the Virgin. So each of these gates are astral gates that are that can be experienced on the the astral plane. Yo, baby, wait. I see you said wait. What we got, yo, baby? Tanya told me to wait, Dustin, so I'm waiting. Oh, yeah, Tanya, we already did the Black Mirror. That was, you had just missed the Black Mirror that I talked about. So if you go back after the live is done, like literally a few minutes before you came on, I talked about Black Mirror and posted the link in there. I'll post it. I'll post the link again for you, Tanya. Hold on. For the article that I used, that was written by Candace, and use some more links to follow. Oh, don't apologize. No worries. There you go. So I'll put it back in there. So the 10th astral gate. We've talked about all of these gates being in the astral plane, and that there are certain rituals that you do to unlock these gates in the spiritual realm for your astral self to be able to be projected in them. And each gate that is unlocked, you are supposedly to be able to experience something of from the writings of Lovecraft in these gates. Last week we talked about the books. This week in the 10th gate, we are looking at the different types of talismans that were used in the writings of Lovecraft. So opening these gates supposedly gives you access to a lot of these talismans that are found scattered throughout the writings of Lovecraft. Now, a lot of them are stuff that you will see regularly in occult practices and spiritualism. So we're not going to mention a whole lot of them, just some of the ones that are pretty unique. I'm going to talk about some that you may not be familiar with or may not have heard of. So these objects that Lovecraft used, amulets, talismans, tokens, charms, icons, they're all scattered throughout his writing. They were thought to acquire a heavy type of potency in magic by the very virtue of just their substance in themselves. And what I'm talking about here, this is not just in the writings of Lovecraft, but this is the fundamental belief in different magic practices with these certain objects. So by virtue of what they're made of, also by virtue of their patterns or their shape, they carry with them this inherent type of power or energy that can be used. They have this occult force, and this occult force with these amulets or talismans, they can either be like a blind force, or they can have some sort of intelligence behind them. Other factors can be combined with these talismans to further heighten the power of the objects. And these combination of things are all throughout the Necronomicon and Lovecraft's writings. Some of the things that we find in Lovecraft that is similar to what we see in other occult practices is known, and those of you who practice these things are familiar with it or are going to know this. It's known as a type of natural magic to be inherent attractors and reservoirs of various types of magical energies. For example, silver. All right, let's use silver, for example, and we see this in Lovecraft as well. Silver was thought to possess the properties of the moon by virtue of the shining whiteness that illuminates from it. You see the same thing with gold. Gold supposedly has the inherent properties of the sun due to its bright yellow colors. So these are the types of things that I'm talking about with natural magic. So what happens is you've heard me mention Lovecraft's character, Randolph Carter, who is basically an extension of Lovecraft himself. It's the character that Lovecraft used to insert himself inside of all of his stories. And Randolph Carter was very familiar with all of these different types of occult and spiritual practices, very familiar with these different writings and talismans. And Randolph Carter has a silver key of metal made, and it's the metal of the moon, and this is the key to the world of dreams and visions. And this key plays a big part in Lovecraft stories. So with these type of objects, what we see in Lovecraft and other practices is there's really no need for the witch or wizard to do anything to these natural substances to give them occult powers. The power is inherent. It is already there. They possess it by their own natures. These objects do. A lot of times, different herbs were used as natural magic to heal the sick. Stones. A lot of you are familiar with the different gemstones and practices and what they are used for. All of this is inherent in Lovecraft's writing. We talked about Lovecraft was not an expert on the occult in spite of how he came across and presented himself, but he did know enough to be able to include things like this within his writings. So the stones, the herbs, combining these things, the use of the talisman in these objects. Lovecraft also takes the idea of these stones and he combines them and makes these different monoliths all throughout his writings. And using them to set them up for ritual spaces. Like, for example, think Stonehenge. All right, you see stuff so having something like this arranged in various patterns for occult practices and powers. Lovecraft uses this. There's like this circle of stones and power that in some of the stories is set up out in the woods of Maine. Lovecraft also plays off the colors of the stones and their inherent power that comes with the different colors, such as black and white and green. All of those three colored stones play a huge part in the Lovecraft mythos. Hey, CC, thank you for joining with us. Well, PW, I use the word because it is part of that practice, and they do incorporate it. Though they may be oath breakers, it is still something that is included in their practice. So that's why I use that particular word, but I am definitely familiar with the negative connotation of it. So I definitely understand where you are coming from. So these mounds, these stuff like Stonehenge, you see that too with Lovecraft, along with the talisman and different inscriptions written on the talismans also have inherent powers. And then the colorations, as you go through his writings, you're going to see all of these things. And a lot of times, even the grimoires themselves in Lovecraft's writing carry with it just this inherent power from having been handled so much and used so much. It's kind of like this residue that is left over. And so what happens is when all of these energies come together, you see in Lovecraft, and then also in, I know this is used in occult practices, that the magician also can use this and use their own energy to heighten the power of what is used. And you're going to see that with Lovecraft and what goes on. So this for practitioners of the Lovecraftian occultism and spiritualism, this is a very key gate because it gives access to these talismans in the astral realm that carry with this certain inherent occult powers. So when you go through his writings, you're going to see different amulets of jade. You're going to see black stones. You're going to see silver crucifixes. One of the most interesting ones, and this is one that I am going to actually take a second here and talk about. Lovecraft uses this word called cyclopean, and it's spelled like kind of like a cyclops. Cyclopean. And when you read this in your writings, you're like, what in the world does he mean by cyclopean? Especially there's a line there where he talks about seeing cyclopean symbols. And what he's referring to when he uses this word, it's kind of a Lovecraft made up word. It is meant to show something is so immense that it makes the person who sees it uncomfortable. So the idea here, especially in the phrase in the story that he uses this words, when the character sees this cyclopean symbol that is huge and runs like they use the ancient terminology of 50 cubits across, the idea there is that this symbolism carved in this stone is so immense, so powerful, so overwhelming that it makes every person in its presence uncomfortable. So that is something in Lovecraft. You also see these ideas of different cylinders and stuff with markings on it. That's going to be included in our next gate. Other talismans that held power are dragons' heads and dragon tails in Lovecraft. That made me think, do y'all remember? This is Zeke chasing a rabbit. Now that I said dragon tails, do y'all remember that kid show that used to come on PBS called Dragon Tales? The cartoon about the dragons? Dragon Tales, it's almost time for Dragon Tales. I bet Bethany, if she was up here, I know she would remember it. My kids used to watch that show all the time. Anybody in chat with kids remember Dragon Tales on PBS? Dustin, you remember Dragon Tales. All right. Oh, PW, yes, Dragon Tales. Yeah, so sorry about that. That immediately what popped in my mind as soon as I said Dragon Tales. Now I'm not going to be able to get that stupid theme song out of my head. Oh, Myers likes the show too. Yeah, that was a great show. Okay, Cece too. Oh, y'all all remember it. Definitely. So yeah, now that theme song is going to be stuck in my head. So Dustin, I cannot say Dragon Tales for the rest of the show or I'm going to chase a tangent. So let me go ahead and get all that out. Yes, dragon heads and tails were used as talismans and amulets in Lovecraft's writing. There's also, for those of you with a little Native American flair, Dustin, you'll think this is cool as well. There is a tiny bit of Native American folklore that finds itself into the writings of Lovecraft, and that is also at your disposal or at one's disposal if they are able to travel through the 10th astral gate, and that is a gray eagle's charm. Now, this charm, this gray eagle charm, Lovecraft kind of drew this up from Native American stuff, but in his stories, it is a kind of like a dark disc made up of this unknown alloy, and it's about 2 inches in diameter, and it bears the image of, again, these are gods made up in Lovecraft's writings. It bears the image of Yig, who was the serpent god, and it also has on it, PW, Dustin, you and I's favorite, it's got Cthulhu on there as well. So this charm, on one side, it has Yig, and on the other side, it has the image of Cthulhu. So it's like, flip the coin, heads or heads. Whose head do you want, Yig or Cthulhu? And it actually hangs upon a leather cord that one can use it to wear around their neck. And what's cool about this is this particular amulet, this particular charm, it is magnetically attracted to objects of the same metal that composes it. So it's attracted to whatever this strange alloy is in Lovecraft's story that it is made up of. Now, this particular charm was the family heirloom of the gray eagle, who in Lovecraft's writing was a chief of the Wichita Indian tribe. And his life was strangely prolonged by this amulet. Like this chief in Lovecraft's story lives to like 150 years old because of it. So that is the charm of the gray eagle. Oh, okay, Dustin, you just did a pick for me. What you got? Okay, Dustin is going to upload it. I cannot wait to see this. This should be interesting because those of you who know, every time Dustin says I'm going to come upload something, we are in for a treat. So we'll wait for a second to see what Dustin has for us, and then we'll get into the last talisman that I want to talk about in this section, and then we shall move on to the gate, and hopefully Bethany will be able to come on and join me at some point. But speaking of a coin with Cthulhu's head on it, you can find those. I actually want to get one, or maybe even a ring. I like to get a ring with Cthulhu on it. I already have this Viking ring that Bethany got me with a wolf. Oh, speaking of Bethany, if she does come back on, we are going to definitely replay those videos. All right, what you got?
Oh, okay.
I love the sinister laugh. That means it's going to be good. That's me, anime. I look like a sumo wrestler, Dustin.
Oh, couldn't resist.
Is that a birthday hat I'm wearing, or do I have horns on my head too, like the unicorn?
Looks like
I look like a fat cherub, a little baby cherubim.
ice cream cone crown.
And the pony unicorn looks like a pool toy.
That's a dragon.
Oh, it's a dragon? Where's it? Oh, I see the tail. Oh, yeah. That's dragon tails right there.
Couldn't resist. On with the show.
I love me giving everybody the middle finger. Yes, I do have fangs. Now, see, I wouldn't mind fangs. It would actually probably help me eat Bethany's food better if I had fangs, Dustin. Be able to tear into that overcooked meat. Yeah, Tanya, a dragon corn, a unidragon. A unidragon. That's what it is, Dustin. It's a unidragon. So that picture is me as an anime character who is apparently training to be a sumo wrestler with a lollipop in one hand and flipping everybody off in the other. And I am riding my dragon pool toy. And I am the little fat kid who's getting ready to make a big splash in the kiddie pool. That's what it looks like. I'd so do it too, Dustin. Yes. Sumo Zeke, PW. That would be me. So, thank you, Dustin. That was very entertaining. And you did not disappoint. Dustin never disappoints, does he? He always comes through. So we know when he's going to pop something up here, it's going to be good. So, Yeah, I ate too many of Bethany's bean-filled donuts. I don't know if I still have a picture of that, Dustin. I keep forgetting to get back on here and put the pictures back up. I think the barbecue bean donut that Bethany made I think we took it off. Yeah, it's not on there anymore. I got to remember. I got to put a reminder on my phone to come back and upload some of her exquisite delights back here so I can keep popping them up on the show when we talk about them. But yeah, too many barbecue bean filled donuts for little Zeke growing up. And now he is ready to do cannonballs with his Unidragon pool toy. Yes, you did distract me, Dustin. That's okay. It's fun and funny. It was a good time to take a break too, since we're about to switch piece here. But before we get into the 11th gate, I want to show you one of my favorite talismans in Lovecraft's folklore in the Necronomicon mythos. And this is called a shining trapezohedron. A shining trapezohedron. You hear the word in there, trapezoid, so you can imagine what this kind of looks like. But have no fear. If you are having trouble imagining one, I have got some pictures to put up here for you. This is what they look like. I have several pictures that I'm going to show you. But Lovecraft writes of this great gemstone that is supposedly a window on all time and space. This is kind of like an anti-prism. And this one that Lovecraft's mentioned is referred to in his story, The Hunter of the Dark. And the protagonist in that, who is talking about this particular stone, describes it as a crazily angled stone that was egg-shaped. So let me show you something more along the lines. Let me figure out which one it is that I put up there. That is the egg-shaped. Something more along the lines of that mixed with that is probably what we have Lovecraft. So imagine this one would maybe just a little bit rounder edges, but not ball-like, like this one. So these are artist renditions of a shining trapezohedron. And this particular stone was nearly black in color, but with small red striations that were visible. So something a little darker than this, more black with just a little bit of red in it. I couldn't find one that fit perfectly the image of how it's described in Lovecraft. That's why I kind of had to put 4 up here. So imagine something that shape that is a little more rounded, but definitely almost black with red striations in it. I almost kind of think of it as like maybe the striations kind of look like little cracks going down it or spider webs or something like that. But this particular stone was fashioned in Yugoth, which for those of you who have seen the past episodes, you may be familiar with that word. But Yugoth was another name for the planet Pluto that Lovecraft had come up with. And the Migos, which were the people who lived there, could have been the ones to make this stone, and then it was carried to Earth by the old ones. And then the elder things of Antarctica and Lovecraft stories really valued this particular gem highly, and they placed it in a specially constructed, adorned metal box. So this one plays a big part in Lovecraft's stories, and it is like this gate to all time and space. So that is the 10th astral gate, Virgo. The next gate, the 11th gate that we're going to get into, this particular gate, you're going to see some similarities. The 11th gate is more of access to the different oddities in Lovecraft, and it's the astral gate Libra. Hold on, before I start, let me get back to the chat. See who we got. Oh, hey, Sci-Fi Bry and the Roses. Thank you all for coming and stopping by and hanging out with us. You are just in time for the 11th gate of the Necronomicon. Now, the 11th gate, the 10th gate was talismans. The 11th gate is oddities. Now, you're going to see some similarities. There are going to be like certain stones and stuff. However, the difference is with these oddities, they do not carry inherent occultic powers like the ones we just looked at. Every talisman and stone that we just looked at carries within it a power inherent of itself, whether it is a blind force or an intelligent force. The 11th gate, these particular oddities are just more weird, obscure things that are able to be accessed through this 11th gate of the Necronomicon. Yes, yobaby, oddities. That is what the official name given by Lovecraftian Necronomicon practitioners, the name given to what you can find when you travel through this particular astral gate. Lovecraft, like many of us on this channel, he had a fascination with strange and obscure things. Thank you, Sci-Fi, for smashing that like button. Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, a lot of you who watch the show, come on this channel, are involved with what we do. All of us have this type of fascination with oddities, with things that are strange, with things that are different. So Lovecraft liked old things, but he also liked strange things and dead things. He loved looking at family trees of people who were long deceased and just enjoyed looking at the genealogy. He loved old houses. All right, I know tons of you in the chat. I'll bet all of you, all of us, especially us investigators, everybody involved with it, we love old houses. Right, Dustin? We like these old houses. We like the history behind them. We like the energies in them, whether they are haunted or not. there is something fascinating about these monoliths of history. And Lovecraft had that same fascinations. But like a lot of us, he liked the old houses with the horrifying histories. Right? I almost think of Lovecraft as kind of like a paranormal investigator at times, though he didn't go into these houses and visit them to try to get evidence, but they were fascinating to him because, as I have told you, Lovecraft was a naturalist. He did not believe in God. He did not believe in a lot of in the spiritualism or the occult. He was intrigued by some of the mythos, but in his own personal belief, in some of the letters he writes, he is definitely a stated naturalist for sure. But that didn't keep him from being attracted to old houses with horrific past. He loved cemeteries, right? We all love cemeteries. We love going out there at night, being in those places, in the stillness, in the quietness, feeling the air, feeling the energy, taking in everything around us. Lovecraft was the same way. And one of the graveyards, one of the cemeteries that he used to frequent there in Providence, where he grew up and where he lived, was at the Cathedral of St. John Episcopal. He loved to walk the streets alone at night and to take in the atmosphere around him. He writes this entire short story called The Unnameable. They made a movie about it. Dustin, remember the 1988, 89 horror film, The Unnameable? You may want to check me on the release date of that. It might be a little bit earlier. But The Unnameable is another horror movie that is based off of a Lovecraft short story. And in The Unnameable, if you've seen the movie, they change it, obviously make it modern, more modern. But the premise behind the movie, and definitely in the story, it's set in an old burial ground at Arkham. Right? Remember, we've talked about Arkham, one of the places that Lovecraft made up, that is critical in all of his stories. Hey, Roses, yep, came on right when he said Libra. Are you a Libra, Roses? Are you a Libra? I am a Gemini. Bethany is a Taurus. Hopefully she'll be back up here. For those of you who are new, I want Bethany, hopefully her internet will start working so that y'all can meet her. She is my fiance, and she's usually here every week with me, but their weather is so bad in Ohio. She told me it's been affecting the internet and it keeps dropping and keeps going out. So we shall see if she's able to get back on. But The Unnameable, it's set in this old burial ground. So if you want, now I told y'all I would mention Lovecraft stories you should read to get introduced to his writings. For those of you who love cemeteries, you love everything that I've been talking about, read The Unnameable. Now, I have warned you before, Lovecraft's writing style, it is old. It may be a little bit of a drudgery. It's different. There's not a lot of dialogue. A lot of it's written from first person, but the atmosphere and the feel and the imagery and the stuff that he does is worth trudging through it. It's set in an old burial ground, Arkham, where Lovecraft's alter ego, Randolph Carter, and Carter's friend, Martin, they spend a lovely, quiet afternoon at a tomb. Now, I know for me, a lot of y'all, that sounds like a great afternoon. Hey, let's go hang out at a cemetery. Let's go spend our afternoon at a burial ground. You don't have to ask me twice. I'm out there. So Randolph Carter, who was Lovecraft's alter ego that he inserts in all of his stories, right? This was pretty much Lovecraft inserting himself. Randolph Carter and his friend Joel, they go to a quiet afternoon on a tomb, and they begin to discuss various local horrors that have taken place around the area. So you'll like it. Check out The Unnameable. Now, the movie, if you're a fan of B-movie horror from the 80s, like me and Dustin are, you may like The Unnameable. If you're not, you're probably going to hate it and think that it is stupid. But I enjoyed it. I actually have I even have the second one. They came out with a sequel to it, and I'm such a horror nerd that I even have the second one that nobody's ever talks about, but there is an Unnameable too. So Lovecraft has this affinity for old places, for the macabre, the grotesque. He like bleeds this stuff like a lot of us do. And all of this, what Lovecraftian scholars think, that love for these things developed because of his feelings of alienation as a young boy. Now, here's something we haven't mentioned about Lovecraft yet. We've talked about some of his past and his history, but looking at his childhood and the influences and what really affected him, Lovecraft's father went insane, and he had to be locked into a mental institution. Lovecraft was only 3 years old. Ooh, we have a dog.
It's actually me. I'm stuck at work, so I'll let her take my place.
Oh, that's the that
Yeah,
is.
I kind of felt sorry. Go ahead.
What, Tanya?
I said I kind of felt sorry when I kept hearing how sad you were up here without Bethany. So I thought, okay. Come on, Carolyn.
Thank you.
We're gonna join Zeke. Go ahead.
Yes. Yes. Now, for those of you, I'll play the video again, Tanya, but for those of you who saw Tanya's video earlier, that is the same doll from the video.
Yeah. Yep. This is Carolyn Elizabeth. She came from the Thomas house. Hey, Cece. And I did a video on her the other day. I've been trying to upload, but I did it on my other phone, and it's like 2 days ago I did the video, and it's on like 10%, so I'm gonna have to somehow try to transfer it over. But yeah, she has just been going crazy. I brought her to work with me, and I've kind of been iced in. And yeah, so I brought her up here with me, and she's been going nuts in this place. These K2's been going off like crazy, but every time I turn this camera on, she stops. But they'll go all the way up to red and just stay there constantly.
Let's see. Maybe if we can get something stirring with her talking about all this Lovecraft stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see how she responds.
She loves to be talked to. I'm telling you. Now, she might be shy just for a minute, but she'll start here in a minute, because the other day when I got started on her, she was lighting up like crazy. As soon as I hit that push button, she stopped, but within just a few minutes, she started right back again.
Okay. Hey, Carolyn Elizabeth. I'm Zeke, and we are talking about haunted places and cemeteries.
Can you say hi to Zeke, Carolyn?
Burial grounds.
Oh, there she goes a little bit. Say, hey, Zeke. Yeah, she'll get going crazy here in a minute. She said hi to you, though. You see her light up?
Yeah, I did. So if anything happens while I'm talking, Tanya, just cut me off. Like, just say, hey, she's.
Okay, no, she'll, but she won't stop once she gets started.
Okay.
Carolyn, Rosa said hi. Can you say hi to Roses? There she goes. Good girl. She's a sweet girl. Are you a good girl? You gonna talk to me? Okay. All right. We'll quit. Oh, there she goes a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
All right,
But you'll
let's
see her.
see. Let's see what happens.
All right.
So, yes, Lovecraft's father went insane when he was 3 years old, and he had to get put into an institution. And he lived for another 5 years in that institution, going even more insane, and then finally passed away in 1898. By that time, Lovecraft's mother even started to show signs of insanity and great mental instability. She became convinced that H.P. Lovecraft avoided other people and walked alone at nights because he was ashamed of his hideously deformed face. Now, Lovecraft by no means was a knockout, but he did not have a hideously deformed face. I actually have his picture, and I've showed it here a couple times. I'm going to pull it back up. Where are you at? So now imagine as a child growing up, right? There's nothing wrong with him. He's not hideously deformed. But now imagine if your mother kept telling you that your face was hideously deformed. Would you not be insecure? And this is what happened. She kept saying, "Oh yes, you're embarrassed because of your hideously deformed face." And she just constantly reiterated this to him about how deformed he was. And you can imagine that as a young boy, I mean, you think about it, the impression and the effect that
Right.
that probably had on him was had to be devastating. I mean, his father was already locked away and dies in an institution. His mother starts to go mad and then starts telling him he is hideously deformed in how he looks. Lovecraft, you've heard me
I
mention
don't think
before.
he looked deformed.
Do what?
I don't think he looked deformed. Did you?
No, not at all. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not. He's a normal looking person, but his mother just was not mentally well. And
Yeah.
the way she treated him as a child with that, I'm sure had a profound impact on him. But Lovecraft was odd in nature, but he was also very smart. He was translating Latin by, I think it was like, I want to say 10 years old. I know he learned to read at 3. And I think it was when he was 10 that he started to be able to read and translate Latin. I mentioned in the past how he had severe social anxiety issues. So he would drop out of school a lot. So he was never really able to pursue his academic career, but he was, for all intents and purposes, a genius. And his grandfather gave him a dusty old library of all of these old books and stuff, and that's really kind of where Lovecraft's fascination for these things started, was with his grandfather. The other interesting thing about Lovecraft in his history, he's a fantastic writer, right? He's got all this stuff published, but he was almost intentionally self-destructive. He did not want to be successful. And his friends and colleagues, they tried to encourage him to get more of his stuff published. I mean, he only published 2 novels. The rest were short stories. But it's like he intentionally would sabotage himself sometimes and write these fantastic stories and then intentionally not publish them. He was also very fragile when it came to criticism on his stories. It's recorded that there was a story that he had given for somebody to read, and they made like one little suggestion of how it could be changed or something to be added to be better. Lovecraft got so heartbroken, he takes the manuscript and puts it in a drawer for years and totally forgets about it and never does anything with it. So Lovecraft had a lot of quirks, but you see a lot of oddities in and out of his story. One of the oddities is that he comes up with is the ether, and the ether is basically if you're familiar with astronomy before the 20th century, the ether was something that tried to explain the airless void between the stars. Obviously, that's not true, and it was proven false, but Lovecraft plays off of this idea, and this realm between the stars shows up in his writings. Another oddity that you are familiar with on this channel is the Ankh. The Egyptian cross shows up. Lovecraft also brings in the concept of avatars from the Hindu religion. They find its way in his writings. There's different types of beads and jewelry. Cats play a part in Lovecraft, believe it or not. Oh, she's lighting up.
Yeah,
Did she
you
light up
couldn't
when I
see
said
all the lights,
cats?
so I turned the light off. Yeah, you can see it better now. But go ahead.
Did she
She's
light up
been
when I
light-
said cats?
But yeah, she's been lighting up, but you couldn't see it, so I turned the light back off.
Okay. Carolyn Elizabeth, do you like cats?
I asked her that the other night. She likes dogs better.
You like dogs better? I got both. Oh, I saw it flash. I got dogs and a cat.
Yeah, we don't have any cats, but and then I asked her about my dog. She likes my dogs, and we went through the names, and she likes Edward the best. I said, I don't blame her. Yeah, he's my little one.
Oh,
My
look at her
little
lighting up talking about it.
Yeah, you like Edward, don't you? Yeah, he's a good boy. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. We have a favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a good girl. She really is. But anyway, go ahead. I'm not trying to distract you.
No, we're almost done. There's another fascinating oddity that Lovecraft comes up with is, and this will kind of be the last one I talk about, is a crystal cube. Just these cubes that are made of crystal, and these sacred crystal cubes were made by this race of worm-like beings, and they were carried across the galaxy. These worm-like creatures carried them across the galaxy, trying to learn more about everything that was out in space. And they used these crystals to gather information from far places that they could not travel. And these crystals apparently fell to Earth in the ancient past, and then they were used by the ancient races to gain information and knowledge. So that was an oddity. There's lots of different weather cycles and stuff that historic cycles that Lovecraft comes up with and throws in his writings. He uses footprints as well as certain types of oddities that play parts in his stories. He uses gates, gems, But the difference between these, like I said, they don't have any inherent occult powers like the talisman we looked at. He uses hieroglyphics. He uses cylinders as well. So these are all certain little oddities that supposedly can be accessed by the 11th gate of the Necronomicon. Let's see if I miss anything in chat. Yeah, roses. You do see that a lot with very intelligent people like Lovecraft. They seem to have different type of social anxieties and different quirks. But Lovecraft was definitely an interesting fella.
So I'm behind on some of this, Zeke. I apologize, but you showed us picture. What year area was he from?
So Lovecraft was born in the late 1800s, and he I think it was the late 1800s. Yeah, born in the late 1800s, and then around the early 1920s is when some of his stuff really started to get published and come out there. He didn't live to be very old, but his big block of writing was all done in the 1920s and then a little bit into the 30s.
Do you know what happened to him or his parents?
I know
his mother was evil.
Yeah, she was she was something else. I mean, Lovecraft, his Scullys was the grandfather that I mentioned who had given him that library. But yeah, I mean his mother eventually dies off. But I mean the effect, the damage had already been done to Lovecraft's psyche. When I talk about the guy was almost recluse-like and almost, like I said, self-destructive. He did not. It's like he sabotaged himself and didn't want to be successful when he definitely could. And Lovecraft was not successful as a writer during his lifetime. It wasn't until after he died that his work really began to take off. And so this died not knowing the impact his works had. And if he could have lived longer, and even today, looking at the effect that his writings have had on people and the influence, he has no clue. He had no clue.
Right. But you say he died at a pretty early age. You don't know what happened to him?
I don't remember. I have to go back through my notes and see. I know I mentioned it.
Let's see. Dustin says he was born in 1890 and died at 37.
Yeah. I knew it was before 1940.
Wow, that would make him 47 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, PW. He did have a lot of other issues. That is for sure. Yep, Dustin, in Providence, Rhode Island. That was his home. He actually was married for a short period of time and moved out of Providence and absolutely hated it. And he ended up divorcing and moving back to his hometown.
So the mother made him hate himself? It was the mother that made him hate himself?
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, she's telling him he's got a deformed-looking face, and he's a perfectly normal-looking human being.
Yeah, I mean,
that's right. Cancer, Dustin, that was it. Cancer.
Cancer, okay.
Yeah, intestine cancer.
Wow.
That is correct.
That's sad.
Brilliant, brilliant man. Phenomenal writer. Didn't live to see the impact that his work had. I mean,
Right.
if he could have lived another 20, 30 years, he would have.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Roses, he did not have the love he needed. He did not have a very supportive family structure. I mean, it's a miracle he was able to accomplish what he did with his writings based on his home life and with a mom like that. But like I said, she was mentally ill herself, and you think of the impact. I don't know. It makes you wonder about the marriage dynamic between the mother and father, with the father going insane. It was while Lovecraft was 3 years old, so he never really knew his dad. But still, that energy is there and that influence, and it has an impact, and it definitely had an impact on the mother. So you kind of wonder what that family dynamic was like between the mother and father
Right.
while Lovecraft was young, before he was born, and before the father got put into the institution. You got to think, what kind of impact did that have on the mother
Right.
as well. Really sad. Yeah, PW could be schizophrenia.
Right.
It's I am not a certified psychologist, so I wouldn't know. I'd be able to give a diagnosis, and then also it's just so much limited information about what's going on. Yeah, Roses. You overcame a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I see that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's correct, Dustin. There are writings of Lovecraft that never got published. I thought I read something a while back that they were looking at getting those out at some point.
Oh, so how would you find those that was never published?
I mean, they come across it through just different historians and
Yeah.
people holding on to them, releasing them. People who had these documents, unpublished works by H.P. Lovecraft, they finally give them over to be published. I thought I had read something about that a while back, but I could be wrong. I might be thinking about another author. But yeah, there's lots of stuff. He influenced horror and science fiction, and lots of movies made off of his stuff. So very, and then the whole Necronomicon, spiritualism and religion, is all built off of his writings as well. Okay, a family member stopped it. Okay, so I was right. They were trying to get those published, and one of the family members of Lovecraft stopped them.
Why would they want to stop it?
I don't know. I don't know if there was incriminating stuff, like the Roses just said. It could have been journals.
Right.
And
secrets to the family, things that happened in the home or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to read more into that. Like I said, I just remember coming across something several years ago saying they were trying to get these unpublished manuscripts and documents published and out there.
Yeah.
But
it just seems weird that the family was trying to stop it, if it,
yeah.
like something that they feared as well,
Yeah. Well, I see Carolyn Elizabeth. It's going off, flashing here and there.
Yeah, I'm shocked she ain't went nuts, because before I put this down, she was, and she's been doing it for days. Carolyn PW said, we're going.
Hey, Tanya, you're breaking up a little on my end. Tanya, can you hear me? I can't hear you, Tanya. Can y'all hear Tanya? Everybody in the chat? Tanya, you back?
Hang on, I'm trying.
Oh, okay.
And she is all the way up to red. She knows what's going on. Look at you.
There we go.
You see her?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What is it? What is it? What's bothering you, huh? All of a sudden, I mean, she was just doing a little bit. Now she's all the way up to red on both of them. That black one is harder to go off.
Yeah, but it's still pinging.
I know. Hey, Miss Carol. What's wrong, baby, huh? See, I would say something was wrong, except it's both of them.
Yeah. Carolyn, are you excited? Are you happy?
I should have my my Necrophonics or something going right now.
You got one available?
Yeah, she kept this going the other day, but I mean, she would go up like this, but it would just be steady back and forth, but not just like hanging out there.
Yeah, let's see if you have Necrophonics and we can pull that out. Oh, thank you, Myers. Thank you, Roses. I appreciate it. Y'all stick around. We're gonna see if we can get Carolyn to talk.
All right, hang on a minute, y'all. Give me a second. Carolyn, why are you staying up so strong, huh? Hang on a minute. Let me do something. Hang on. What is the deal? What's the deal? Huh? She's calming down a little bit. Let me get this Necrophonics going. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know where my chat went to, though. I can't see my comments. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. All right, let me get Necrophonics going. Hold on. See, this is how she normally does, just constantly back and forth. But she was hanging in tight there for a minute. I don't know what the deal was.
Yeah. Carolyn, are you excited? Are you happy?
Yeah. She said, "Oh, people to talk to." Okay, let me find it.
Let's see. We're gonna get Necrophonics up in here. If you got anything to say to us.
Let me turn it up. Do y'all want it on echo or no?
I mean, echo for me is easier because I can hear it a couple times to try to figure it out.
That's me. We'll do echo for a little bit. Dustin don't like echo, but we'll do echo for a little bit. Okay, Miss Carol, I'm gonna let you talk. Go. Talk.
Hey, Carolyn, it's Zeke. Are you flashing the meter because you're happy?
Can y'all hear this okay?
Yeah, I'm still trying to make out what it's saying, though.
It said something about chat and talk a little while ago. Hey. Miss Carolyn, can you want to talk to us through this?
Sounds like yes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for lighting that up. You've done really good. Always.
Always.
Is there something that you want to say, Carolyn? Say it again, baby, whatever it is. Okay, all other spirits, y'all step back for just a moment. I'm talking to the spirit that's inside of this doll. Y'all step back. The spirit that's inside of this doll, come forward. Is there something you want to tell us? Come where?
I thought I heard a where or come where. Come up.
She said something. Where you want me to come somewhere?
Come.
Wait. Where do you want me to come to, Carolyn?
Carolyn, did you like hearing about Lovecraft?
I did.
Condi, do you know like how old the spirit is? Anything about it?
For the first time, I got between the ages of 6 and 11, and since then, now she's saying it again. She's 8.
8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you
8
8 years old, Carolyn? Sit.
6.
I am sitting, baby. Can you hear Zeke?
Yeah, I think she heard me. It sounded like she answered the Lovecraft question.
Hey, I don't know if y'all heard that or not, but that was a disembodied voice just then, right before that last question, because it started talking, but she had already said something. You'll have to rewind and see if you can hear that. Did you say something, Carolyn?
Say 2.
Yep. Yep.
Hey.
She keeps telling me to sit. I am sitting.
We're all sitting. How many spirits are there with you right now?
4.
4?
Mm-hmm. Are they good spirits? She's lighting up.
Yeah.
Are the spirits that's here with us, Carolyn, are they good spirits or bad spirits?
You know what time period she was from? Has she ever told you that?
Let me think. Yeah. It was in the 90s is what she said, but I can't remember. I mean, she ain't told me it. a date, but it was like in the 90s. 92? 92? You just said? Were you born in 92, Carolyn?
Yeah.
Book. Zeke writes books.
Yeah, we were talking about books tonight too. Do you like H.P. Lovecraft?
Yeah. Do you know who H.P. Lovecraft is?
Did you say he sucked?
Yeah, one of them did. Okay, I'm gonna put on Spirit Talker real quick. I won't keep y'all tonight because I don't want to. I'm not trying to take over anything.
No, this is great. I'm glad you brought her on.
I just wanted her to take place on my face. Like I said, we've just kind of been stuck here together.
Yeah. You've been hanging out with Tanya, huh, Carolyn?
Oh yeah, she told me the other day she liked it.
Yeah, it's fun.
She liked it here.
Have people talk to you.
Say,
I wonder what her favorite games were growing up. What she liked to do.
Yeah, that's in our video. If I never get it. Yeah. Okay, I got Spirit Talker on it. It might start up.
I heard that. I heard that too, PW. One of them said he sucks.
Yeah.
That's what the living think too. Some people like him, some people hate him. You still there, Tanya? Did you freeze up? Or are you there? I think she may have froze up for a second. Here she comes.
Okay, we're back. I just asked her why she was lighting up so strong, and Spirit Talker says, "Hear us whisper."
What do you want to tell us? Yeah, she's got both of them pinging.
Mm-hmm. Is there something you want us to hear? I'm trying to hear. The EMF is high.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something you want us to hear, Miss Carolyn? Just tell me through this device.
I think she likes the attention.
Mm-hmm.
I respect you.
I respect you. Aw. Thank you, darling. That's so sweet. I respect you too. The other night she told me she was my protector.
Aw.
And not to be afraid. You're a sweet spirit. That there was one spirit here that was a lady that she didn't like. But
Okay, Dustin, I'm seeing your comments. There's videos that you put up there. Okay. We may show those once we get to a lull point here, but we definitely want to keep this going while we can, while we've got her active.
oh yeah, well, you know, we could be here all night. She stays active. Not this strong, but she stays to the yellow and the orange, you know, and she'll hit a red, but she stays there all the time, you know.
Yeah.
She just said, dude.
Dude.
Dude, yeah. Is there some dude? What are you talking about? A dude spirit? I thought you said a woman spirit the other night. The Zeke says dude all the time, don't he?
Me?
I think I've heard you say dude.
Are you referring to me, Carolyn?
She said, shall I make noise? Yeah, you can make noise. Go ahead.
You bang something in the room, Carolyn?
Can you make some noise? You can make noise. There's noise that goes off here all the time.
Yeah, Roses is asking, was she saying dude, or was it like, dude, what's up?
Just dude.
Just dude.
Dude. Just dude. Yeah, like a dude, I guess. I don't hear anything, Miss Carolyn. And then the other night she asked me if I heard that. I was like, no, I didn't hear anything.
Trying.
It's like when she asked to make noise, because she's asked me before and she don't make anything. But now at nighttime, you know. Toy? Oh, do you want a toy? I didn't bring your cat toy out here. You need a toy to make a noise? We have
What
toys.
toys do you like to play with? Carolyn, what toys do you like to play with? It's still Zeke. It's still me.
Let's see if the spirit talker tells us. See if it coincides with what she told me the other day.
All the Roses sent a little teddy bear gif.
Oh.
Teddy bear emoji, sorry.
Rosa sent you a little teddy bear emoji. Yeah, she probably does want me to bring her a toy, because I've been giving her gifts. She's got a candy in her hand, and then I put that Christmas tree brooch on her collar. I gave her that one day, and she's got a teddy bear necklace with a ruby in it. And then I got her a cross necklace the other day.
Hey Tanya, let me grab my doll from the Thomas house. They will recognize each other.
Yeah, yeah.
See what she says. Now mine, unfortunately, I have not been able to get anything from this since we left the house.
Oh, she said, I can see you all.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that doll.
Do you remember her? Y'all were on the same shelf together.
For years. Because remember, I got that one picture that she was there in 1995, I think.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. They were there together, side by side. Her and that wedding doll and that Indian doll. All of them was together. Do you recognize that spirit in that doll? It's one of your friends from the Thomas house. You remember her?
Yeah, I was never able to get anything from this doll, not even a name. So,
really?
Yeah, but I have done at least sat down with this thing since I've been home at least 6 or 7 times, and
she said Jeff. It might be a male spirit in there, because when you said that, she said Jeff. Is that Jeff? Is that spirit's name Jeff that's in that doll?
Or maybe used to be in it.
Have you put a K2 and just let it sit throughout the day? That's how I started with her.
I've let it sit for hours.
Really?
Nothing. Not even a blink.
Oh, wow. What happened to Jeff? Carolyn, do you know where Jeff went? That used to be Jeff? Yeah, she's got Rosa. She's got Jeff. It's got 2 F's on here. On the Spirit Talker. Do you know what happened to that spirit in that doll? Did she go back to the Thomas house? Or he?
Knox.
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 I don't hear no knocks, baby.
I don't either.
Somebody comes up, starts knocking on the door. I'm going to freeze know that.
Now, I'm going to lay her back down.
Okay.
I'll show you my other doll. See what
Oh,
she says
yeah.
about
Look
this
at this
one.
one.
Now, this one really was haunted.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say hello to Theo?
You see Theo? She's still lit up like crazy. Let's see if she says something. You see Theo?
See if she's going to say anything. What do you think of Theo, Carolyn?
She's pretty. She's got long, pretty hair. Daddy keeps her hair pretty.
Yeah, Emma fixes her hair.
Mm-hmm. I think Emma fixes Daddy's hair sometime, don't she?
Sometimes. Is she not?
Oh,
saying-
yeah. Zekes got his little bunny. He said he'll get her out next week. Okay, Carolyn, I'm going to shut this one off and I'm going to turn on one more.
I thought maybe we'd get a reaction
Maybe
with
here she goes.
other dolls.
Oh,
Ugly.
don't be mad. She just said ugly, Zeke.
Oh, yeah, she is. I mean, look at it.
She
I don't know if
did.
y'all can see an up-close face of her.
Oh gosh, she did. It just came across ugly. I looked at it and I saw it before she said it, and I was like, Zeke, don't be mad. You were putting her up.
Nope. She
She's
was
not ugly. We were just talking about how pretty she was in her hair, and she said ugly.
I don't know if y'all can see all the cracks on her face.
Yeah, you can't help but love Theo.
19.
19.
19 what?
19 what? She's told me 19 before. I don't know where she's going with that. She's told me that 3 or 4 different times on different apps even. What is it? She told me what her daddy's name was, and I got the same name from 2 different apps.
Do you remember
And
what it was?
it's not like it's an old name. It's a name that you wouldn't even think would come across right now. Bobby.
Okay.
Was Bobby your daddy's name? And Pat, your mama's name?
Susan.
Now she's saying something about Susan. She did say a Susan. Is that your sister, I think? Anyway, it's in my other one.
Okay.
She did say Susan the other day. Okay, I'm going to close this out and I'll open one more. I don't know that I trust the other one as much, but we'll see.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to play these other videos
Okay, go ahead.
that Dustin put up here. So these are videos of the doll from the Thomas house.
There's someone that's attached to this doll? Ooh. Thank you. Thank you for lighting that up. Oh, them colors just make you even more beautiful than you already are.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a female spirit? Oh. Okay. Is there more than one spirit attached to this doll? Yes, Dustin bought you and he's going to take you home. You like that? Yes? Oh, yeah. would like to get to know you. Would you like to get to know us?
All right, that's one. Now there's a second one here.
Yeah, and
How many spirits are in the room?
I'm sorry, what, Tanya?
I said I've got some shorts too on my page of both of them and another dog too.
Okay. On your Facebook page?
No, on my YouTube.
On the YouTube? Okay. Yeah, so y'all go to her channel and check out the rest of those. But I got one more here that I want to play.
How many spirits are in the room with us right now? 4, 9. Can you make the purple light flash over there? Can you turn it to blue?
7.
Outside. Yes. Okay, will you do it? There's 2 purple pink lights right there. One behind Dustin and one over there. I see you lighting the K2 up the side of it. Can you turn that pink purple light on?
Okay.
I think that one was just a little short clip of some orbs. I have a video from the Thomas house that has orbs all in it.
Okay. I thought it was all my bad.
All right, let me turn this one on. I had put it on mute. Let's see.
Okay. Let's see what we got.
Hang on. Wait a minute. This ain't the one I wanted. Hang on. Hold on. I have to see if I got it on this one. Wait a minute. No, the one I'm looking for, I'm not sure if it's on this phone. Let me look at it real quick.
Okay.
Hang on, let me try this one. I think this is. No, this is a. We'll just try this one. This is a different one. This ain't the one I was talking about.
All right. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Dustin, I saw that. He's got a new cool app. I've been wanting to download it and try it. There's actually a couple of them that I wanted to get of his.
Mm-hmm.
Man, she is still hitting that meter hot.
I know. She stays this way. I don't know. But not like that. This is new. And she's just been doing it since this little bit that I've been with y'all.
You got an audience, huh, Carolyn?
Let me go back. We're going to do.
Oh, you got it, Dustin? Have you tried it yet?
Oops, wait a minute. Come on, go back.
Welcome back, PW. Any luck, Tanya?
Huh?
Any luck?
Yeah, I'm working. No, I can't get this one. And I can't, my other one's on my other phone, so that's okay.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm not going to keep y'all. I put her in my place, so.
Yeah, well, because we're at the 2-hour mark, so we're going to go ahead and wrap things up for tonight. So thank you all for hanging out with us. No, PW, we were just trying to figure out another app that we could use for talking to her.
Are you going to calm down? Huh? Calm down. It's okay.
But yeah, Dustin, put the name of Spotted Ghost's new apps there in the chat for everybody. Okay, Spirit
it's-
Bell.
Spirit Bell is his newest one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Roses. Make sure you come back now.
Yeah, thank you, Roses. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight and hanging out with us. And great show tonight. Talked about haunted location. Talked about gates 10 and 11 of the Necronomicon. And y'all got to meet Carolyn Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to do a little chatting with her. So, Tanya, thank you for coming up and
Oh, no
bringing
problem.
her.
Like that, I wasn't trying to take over or anything. And if y'all want to see anything else on her, there's plenty of stuff on my channel. Y'all can go check it out. There's videos and there's shorts and different things. So,
Nah, don't
but
ever
I will
worry
be
about
bringing her on from time to time. I done told her, and then even bringing her up here to work. She really liked it. I kind of take her with me sometimes when I go places.
Yeah, don't ever worry about taking over, especially when you have a haunted doll. You know how much I love them.
I know, and she is going to town. You gonna wear
Yes.
my battery out, darling, and I just put brand new ones in there.
Oh, yes, she is. You have to keep a fresh supply with that one.
Oh, I do. I keep extras. I just put, because I've been having them on her, and I just put some in. It was either, I think last night it was. I put fresh ones in, so they're brand new.
Yep. So everybody, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for the support. Thank you for listening in. Thank you for the likes and the shares. And be sure. The other thing I wanted to mention, if there's any of you who have read any of my works, whether it's the stuff on Godless or Amazon, please leave a review. It helps the algorithms out. The honest review, an honest one. Don't say something just because you like me, but review the work itself. Honest reviews are so important, especially for other readers. It has to be honest. So if you've read any of my stuff, if you've read any of the Southern Discomfort, you can go leave a review on Godless. If you've read the Dreadful Death series or the Johnny books, you can go leave a review on Amazon. That is just one simple way that you can help support the writing. Thank you for the support on the channel. Y'all stick around. We always like to say, you what?
I just bought your bitch bear the other day.
Oh, you did? You got Bitch Bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about her earlier. That's the newest Southern Discomfort. Y'all can grab that. They're all only 50 cents on Godless. So stick around. We do an inspirational video at the end of every show, and we will be back Thursday night for Immortal Shadows. It's where I'm going through the book of Revelation, and we are on the 6th trumpet. So be sure to come back Thursday night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Tanya, got anything else before we hop off?
Just want to say thank you all for coming. We love you all. Good night, everybody, and hope to see you again.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Is this what giving up feels like? I don't know, I don't know. Tell me, have I lost my mind? Nowhere to go, so far from home. Is this what giving up feels like? I don't know, I don't know. Tell me, have I lost my mind? So I break these walls and hold my head up high, and I swear my ground until the day I die. As the rain falls down, there's no more tears to cry, tears to cry. So I break these walls and hold my head up high. No, I'm not giving not giving.